we're going to be destroyed by these totalitarian, anarchist, Satanist pedophiles, this New World Order, whatever you want to call them, the Illuminati. I believe in the Illuminati. I think there's a small number of really wealthy, well-placed families in Europe and America that are running things behind the scenes, that are throwing their money around and are punching above their weight class, that are funding all this, and I think the newspapers are in their pocket.
I don't think they're even particularly trying to hide it anymore.
No, that's what's odd about that. They publish what they want to do. The Undersecretary of the UN published a paper in the 60s and 70s saying that his vision for the future was to have one world, that the UN would not only be a one world government for political government, but for religious. That he wanted to abolish all religions and replace it with one world religion, the World Church of Cosmic Consciousness, where we would all become one with nature and the breach between God and man would be abolished and all men's inner godhood would be released. Do you recognize that doctrine, by the way?
Yeah, a little bit.
That's Gnosticism. That's
of course.
Simon the magician, the guy who thought he could buy the Holy Spirit with money. That's him.
Yeah.
It's so.
Well,
truth is our weapon. Solzhenitsyn said that one man speaking the truth can topple an empire, and it's true. I mean, what killed off the Roman Empire? What killed off the Soviet Empire? First, the West, thanks to the leadership of Margaret Thatcher and Ronald Reagan, stopped funding them. We stopped giving them money. Second, the Pope prayed. He visited Poland. Third, Lech Walesa, a community organizer, stood up and said, enough. 4 guys. Okay, that's all it took. Who overthrew the Roman Empire? 12 apostles. All they did was talk. They preached, they got killed in horrible ways. They talked, then they bled. That's all they did. They talked the truth. If you heard about the God of Israel and you're a Roman and your option is, hey, I could worship that guy or I could worship Jupiter. Let me tell you a story. I've probably told it before. It's really amusing to me because I've taken Justin Martyr as my saint's name. Justin Martyr tells the story of a Christian who tried to bless a pagan and said, May your son treat you as honorably as Jupiter treated his father Saturn. And may your daughters be as chaste and loyal to their husbands as Venus. And the pagan was, of course, really offended because, of course, Jupiter is a parasite and Venus is an adulteress. And he said, well, how dare you? And the Christian said, well, they're your gods, not mine. Okay. Well, these modern gods, the Moloch of child killing is so much against human nature that all you have to do is show a picture of a baby in a womb, and half the women will not want to get rid of it. Okay.
They have
the god of Mammon. We all know is money is a deep-seated, deeply rooted in the human frame, but it's not satisfying. Everyone is brother. Every Aesop fable, everyone knows that goes nowhere. And this woke stuff, this sexual perversion, that can only exist in an atmosphere of hysteria and drunkenness and drug abuse and godlessness that is actually difficult to maintain. To constantly be on guard against the truth, to constantly be offended with everyone, to constantly being watching the speech codes of everyone, it turns everything into garbage, turns everything into a joke. A political candidate will come by and your first question is, do you think it's appropriate for you to use this such and such a word to talk about someone? Many people think you shouldn't be here because you've said this word and that word and this other word. Are you kidding me? People would like to talk politics. They want to talk about war and peace. They want to talk about the laws and the customs. They want to talk about what we're going to do with our money, with our tax money. They don't want to listen to you play volunteer thought police department. Shut up, okay?
Well,
so the truth is on our side, but it's not going to be an easy fight.
It's going to be bloody, unfortunately.
It's going to be bloody.
Well, on that note, thank you everybody for listening. The first step is to get down on our knees and pray, but not the last.
First step is to pray, fasting and prayer.
Yep. And we'll talk to you next time. And we'll probably explore these individual topics in depth, one at a time later in the season. So thanks for listening. Like, share, and subscribe. And we'll talk to you next time.